what's up guys? Mike here again with Success Media Solutions, and today I want to talk to you about a very important topic. All right, it's important for business owners, it's important in life, it's important for students, parents, whoever you are. This is a really important topic that a lot of us don't spend enough time thinking about. All right, and it's expectations versus reality and why we fail. So for this video, I'm going to take you all the way back to high school, right? And remember when you were in high school and your teacher would try to get you to pay attention to algebra, and you were like, I'm never going to use that. Algebra is never going to be something that I use in the rest of my life. Well, guess what? This is one instance where you can say, you know what? It actually came in handy. So some of you will remember this, some of you won't, right? Like you math geniuses will know what this means. And I'm going to draw a little graph here, right? And I'm going to write an equation up here, and it's y equals x, right? So if you go back to high school, you jog your memory, you go back to high school, you know what that equation means, right? So let's just put some little 2, 3, 4, 5, make some little marks here so we can draw a graph of what y equals x is. Did you figure it out? All right, if you remember, y equals x is a line that's linear and goes all the way to infinity, 45-degree angle, right? Because y equals x is constantly trying to get y and x to meet. So that means it's going to run through the line. Now, why am I using this as an example? Because this is the typical expectation of most humans, right? With whatever they do, they expect the result of what they're doing to be linear, right? And nothing in life operates this way, right? When it comes to expecting a certain result from a certain action that they perform, this is the result they expect, right? So for example, let's say you want to learn how to play tennis. You buy the racket, you buy the balls, right? And this is the y-axis, by the way, and this is the x-axis. All right, so let's just say the x-axis equals time. All right, and the y-axis equals success, right? How well you do at whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? All right, and let's just measure it in years. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And in the y-axis, we're going to say, you know, okay, good, let's say really good. All right, we'll say really good for this one. We'll say great over here. All right, I'm running out of space there. We'll say great, and we'll say excellent over here. All right. All right, so on the x-axis, we have the time in years, right? And on the y-axis, we have how well you're going to actually be able to be for whatever task you're trying to accomplish. Well, human expectation is that, well, I bought my rackets, bought my ball, starting to play, I'm starting to learn how to play, I'm practicing. If I practice for 1 year, right, I'm going to be good or close to being good, right? If I practice for, let's say, 3 years, I'm going to be really good, okay? And so on and so forth, right? But that's not how this works. Nothing in life is linear, right? Think about it. Is your relationship with your spouse or significant other, is that linear? No, it's not. What about your relationship with your children? What about at your job? If you started a job at, let's say, IBM, right? After 3 years, are you going to become like the executive vice president? course not. It doesn't work that way. Yet that is the expectation of most humans, right? The reality of how things flow and how we actually accomplish things that we set out to accomplish or we work really hard at, this is more of the line of how things actually progress. You see that? It's more of a curve that takes a gradual upturn, right? So what does that mean? Most people, when they start to do something after a year, they're still not that good at it. They're not even okay at it, right? After 2 years, they're getting closer, but they're not even okay, right? They're not even at a point where they're proficient at it, right? So they get here and they're like, well, wait a second, I've been doing this for 3 years, 4 years, however long I've been doing it, and I'm not even that good, right? I'll use myself as an example with my guitar playing. I've been playing guitar now for a couple of years, and it's a really, number one, it's a really hard instrument to master. And number two, to my own fault, I'm guilty of this, I don't practice as much as I should be practicing to get to where I want to get to when it comes to guitar playing, right? So part of it's my fault, and that's life, right? Life happens to people. It doesn't just happen linearly, right? Anything that you do in life, this is not how it works. Yet this is the expectation of most people, right? So this curve is how things actually start to happen, and that's with a job, that's with raising children, that's with running a business, that's with marketing. This is the curve, and I'll use a different color here so it's more clear, right? This is the curve that most closely resembles reality when it comes to how quickly people make progress, right? How well you do when it comes to trying to learn a new task and trying to achieve success, right? And what happens is most people get to this point, right? They get to maybe 2 years or 3 years doing something, they're working at it, and it's like, well, I'm not seeing any results. And what do? They quit, right? And they say, well, whether it's real estate or whether it's insurance, or maybe they want to be an actor, or maybe they want to be an athlete, whatever it is, they get to this point and they're like, well, man, I'm only right here. Reality, right? When their expectation is up here. I should have been great at this by now, right? Their expectation is somewhere up here. I should have been great at this already. I've been doing it for 3 years, when in reality, they need to keep going. They need to practice more, because at this point, right, at a certain level, and then there's also the 10,000 hours theory, right? That says basically anything that you want to get really good at or become proficient or an expert at, you've got to do it for at least 10,000 hours before you're someone who can do it professionally, all right? So here's the thing. Once you get to this level, right, let's say after 5 years, in the case of me playing my guitar, right, where I'm okay or a little bit better than okay. And then what starts to happen? Your experience is compounded, right? So with less effort, you see more results, right? And the graph, the trajectory of the graph takes an upturn, right? And that's with everything in life, right? This should be taught, in my humble opinion, in high school, probably before that. This concept of expectations versus reality should be taught in elementary school, right? Because this is the reason so many people fail at what they do or what they attempt to do. Because then when they quit, whatever the new thing is that they want to do, guess where they're starting from? Zero. They're starting right back here at zero, and they've got to do this process all over again. And what happens? They go through the same cycle, right? They work for a year, work for a little while, and they expect to be on this line where, okay, I worked for a year, I should be really good. When in reality, you've got to work for a lot longer to get to a level where you're proficient. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope this was helpful. Like, share, subscribe, send it to a friend. Pay attention to this, all right? It's really important. I hope it helps you. Have a good day.